I saw that Grimsby was up 2-0 today. Right? Or wait, wasn't there? No, the one that threw me off was, why the fuck would anyone pick Blackburn over Leicester in my head? Right? Like, it's just random. Just super random. So I'm like flipping through watching the games, and I saw like Blackburn was beating Leicester, and I'm not gonna lie, I had to go to the tape. Like, I had to go to the timestamps on the doc to be like, is this flagrant? Is this not real? Is this,
I'm pretty sure it's real, though, because I looked this morning.
It was. 1,000% was.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, as to your point, Nick, congrats, great week. But he had Grimsby and he had Blackburn, and I did have to be like,
no, he had Sheffield United and he had Blackburn. Nobody had Grimsby Town. We all missed that one. But me and Nick and I both got Sheffield, but then Nick and Dylan got Blackburn.
Nick went one.
Oh wait, no. Nick's the only one that got Blackburn. Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, that's what I was saying though. I was like, this is so random. Why did he pick Blackburn? Like, how much do you hate your own mom?
That's true. Wow, that's actually a great point.
How much do you hate your own mom?
Mother hater.
Like known mother hater, Nick Tucker. Just absolutely picking Blackburn, who hasn't sniffed the Premier League since like '96.
Barb, are you gonna take that? I'm asking you. You gonna take that? I would cut him off from everything.
The NAFTA podcast.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Episode 43, NAFTA podcast. We're back. We're better than ever-ish, maybe. It's still just me and Michael. Dylan, I believe, is in Salt Lake City promoting the pod. We have so much money now. We just sent him out there to convert some Mormons into podcast listeners.
And what else are they doing,
And then I'm not really sure where Nick is, but valid excuse. There's, whatever. Anyway, we are going to jump in and break down the two games that happened literally today, and then give you a preview of the week. I got Dylan's bets locked and loaded. But first, Michael, there's a few topics. You brought up one that we're going to talk about, but I had a quick question for you.
Okay.
Since we're not at a visual medium yet.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe never. Who knows? Capabilities are pretty run short here. But listeners at home would like to know that you literally have hair that goes, was it like below your shoulders now, right?
Yeah,
Just
for
locks.
Sure. Yes.
Big old locks.
It's mid-chest now.
Yeah. Who'd ever thought that the one Democratic Socialist on the pod has long hair too?
Hey, I'm a statistic,
Exactly. But I wanted to ask you this question, and I have to rule out one person.
Okay.
Not counting Darwin Nunez, who's got the best hair in soccer?
Well, all right, let me just say, I don't think the bun is the best hair in soccer.
The only reason I ruled it out is, A, he's on Liverpool, B, I've had people come up to me comparing that you look like him in the face, definitely not in the body.
I'm getting there. I'm down. I'm down some pounds. I've been working out.
The journey, not necessarily the destination. It's about the journey. Don't judge him right now.
Not a flex because you brought it up. I ran 8 miles the other day. I'm just saying. Woo! I'm getting there. All right, best hair. Shit, man. This is actually in all of soccer. Go ahead. I really do think, and this is gonna on the eve of a Liverpool Man United derby coming up.
Dude, where's this going?
I hate him, but I do love the Fellaini hair. The Fellaini hair is great.
Damn, you went inactive. Inactive players. There's no way he's playing right now, right?
He's somewhere. I mean, he has to be kicking the ball around somewhere, right?
He's kicking the ball around somewhere. He's just not getting paid to do it.
Shit, he got paid enough before.
True. I have to remove myself from the Jack Grealish conversation.
Good. It's terrible. It's not good hair.
It's great. It's great hair. You know what? His bad hair is his running mate, Phil Foden. Man, that's a tough lineup. Quite literally.
Phil's hair. Phil, because we're friends, I know him. Phil's hair looks like it shouldn't be on his head. It looks like it's like a Lego, and it's like the hairpiece that you put onto like any Lego person's face, and that's what it like straight up. That's what it looks like. It looks not great.
Yeah, it's a tough look, and he gets like the designs in it, which he's still English, so he's like just a little too pale to be doing that shit.
Yeah.
A couple more weekends in Mykonos maybe. I got like 3 answers, but they're all like time stamped essentially.
Sure.
Right now in the modern game, I actually, and no one's gonna have this pick. But for me, I'm just like, I like him. He looks cool. We give him shit. Like, I kind of would rather be, like, buddies with him. Adama Trauma. I kind of like Adama Traore's hair. Like, I think it's kind of, like, fun, like, pretty hip, like, whatever.
For sure.
You know?
I like it.
If I have to do a throwback, when Neymar was coming out of Santos.
Oh, yeah.
And he had, like, the cockatoo mohawk. Like,
yes.
I was like, I would never in my wildest dreams ever pull that off, but B, never think I'd run into someone on the street with that hair ever. So like,
for sure.
Originality, go off, King. And then it's bad sometimes, but I want to give points out for creativity and taking risks. Antoine Griezmann always has a new haircut every I feel like month. So I'm just like, go off, dude.
All right, the thing with Griezmann though is, tell me the last time it was good.
I don't know if it ever has.
Right. So so there has to, if you're given credit for like creativity, I understand that, but that's as far as it can go because
look,
a lot of time his hair is not great.
I'm biased on this then. I think his best haircut is definitely not really his best, but for me his best one is his Frank Ocean cosplay with the purple or the pink hair. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
blonded.
I think that's terrible.
Go
but
awful.
Yes. I also will say that I just realized this watching today's game because Kostas Tsimikas started at left back for us. We are like a low-key becoming a bun team. We got Nunez, we got Tsimikas, we had Van Dijk. I mean, a lot of buns on the field.
I like Simi's hair.
Simi is a stylish man. If you great IG follow. Throw him a follow. He looks good.
Which then you have to go to like the ultimate stylish soccer player that literally pulls like. Not all of our listeners are in New York. You're not in New York, but the trend for the past 2 years I feel like has been, how can I make myself look ugly enough to still look good? Like that's like it's like dirt couture.
Yeah.
You got to give it to Hector.
Listen, if you did not say Hector Bellerin, I was gonna butt in so quick, because that man is model, then soccer player.
Model with ugly person hair at times, but again, it's
an era. It's
dirt nasty.
It's an era hair. Yeah. Where's he?
Dirt nasty hair.
Where's he at now? Sporting.
He just made the move to Sporting in January.
I miss him at Betis. He looked great at Betis. He was a lot they were like, dude, go ahead, do your model shit. Just come play wing back when we need you.
I do think that in his contract, wherever he goes, they have to the team has to produce a retro line of their jersey
yeah.
or whatever, because he has to model it. He did that at Betis. He definitely did that at Arsenal. Like, good looking dude.
He's also a great guy too.
Genuine.
Yeah.
Genuine human.
I love him.
Only Spanish person with a London accent too. All right. The other thing you wanted to talk about before we dive in, Carabao Cup. We have a winner. It was Man United. We talked about that last pod, though, right?
We talked about, I think, who was going to win.
This is the first pod. No, we talked about Man United won it. Yeah, for a little bit.
Oh.
But Michael, you posed a different question.
Uh-huh.
Does that matter?
Listen, we've been winning it. Mainly, you've been winning it for a couple years. We got one last year in a thrilling 0-0 via the penalties. Kyle Kelleher.
Was it a 13? Was that the 13 penalty? 12 penalty? 11 penalty?
11 because Kepa missed. Remember?
Yeah.
Skied it. In the moment, I think I jumped into the arms of a patron at the bar I was at to celebrate the win, and he carried me around, and my girlfriend was flabbergasted and appalled, I'm sure.
None the impressed.
Yeah.
Morgan, none the impressed.
I think her exact words were, "You just jumped into the arms of a stranger," and I said, I literally said, "I love that man." Looking back though, like, not a big deal. So like, I don't think we should put too much stake into the Carabao Cup.
I think we did this last year, and we were like stunned by the information that came out of it. Carabao Cup payout is like
nothing. Yeah.
It is $100K.
Whose wage on United is that? I don't think that's a single player's wage.
It pays for probably 2 or 3 youth players
for a week.
Yeah. No, not for a week. 100K? No, they're not.
2 or 3. Yeah, I mean, you mean like under 21s?
They should actually. What should happen is if the team wins the Carabao Cup, they should take that 100K and they should like pay a bonus to the kit room people and like the medical staff. And just
who knows? They might. For all we know.
They might do that, but that's a sick idea. You posed this question, and I gave you shit about it before because I was like, oh, this isn't really a segment we want to do. But I did somehow find a way to make a good point out of it. There's two teams that care about the Carabao Cup. The first team is someone who hasn't won in a while, who's used to winning, and like needs to get the show on the road. Both of these teams that played in it would have categorized as that, right? Like Newcastle, even Man United, 6 years.
I would say Man United for sure. I would say Newcastle, not so much like expecting to win anything currently.
But I'm saying like the resume is a team that hasn't won in a while, that they're like, all right, we're lifting a trophy. It's same thing with the Community Shield. Although if you're in the Community Shield, it means you won something most likely.
Prior,
I think it's a team that hasn't won anything, needs to lift a trophy, that type of thing. That's the resume. The second team's Tottenham.
Oh, god damn it! So true though. Damn, they're out the FA too. That's tough.
Yeah, dunzo. So it's a team that is on the ups or that is trying to battle back and get back. Like I think Man United would be this.
Newcastle.
Like next year it'll be Chelsea. Like
Arsenal if they don't win the Premier this year.
Yep, and then Tottenham.
It's, you know what it is? It's literally a exactly what you said. It is a like any silverware is good silverware when you haven't won any silverware in a while. And like for us,
spoken like a poet.
Yeah, for a lot of repetition. For us, it was like we had both won the Premier League or the Champions League or both or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then, especially for us, because it was the last 2 trophies we won were Carabao and FA. And you saw we didn't win the Prem and then we lost the Champions League, and everyone was kind of like, well, fuck, is this season a failure? Yeah. Because like for us at that time, it didn't matter as much. Now,
does feel
goddamn, I'd love it. Fuck.
it does feel like a cherry. Like it's like one of those things where I think when we won it the first time was the treble, the English treble we won, and it kind of was just a stamp for Pep to be like, this does work. My style of soccer does work in the Premier League. Because I think when he came over and City didn't do that well his first year, people were questioning it a little bit. So it was kind of one of those things too. It's like it's a minor statement trophy. It's a retweet trophy.
Well, it's also like I mean, what are we at? We're on match week 26 or something. So it's like two-thirds of the way through the year, like mid-season trophy to. Now, I will say, actually, I was thinking about this too. United winning this, maybe that gives you in the locker room like, we already won something. Like let's keep winning. Like let's keep doing it. Maybe we can make a push. Maybe we can make a push at the FA Cup. Blah 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 blah.
True. One other side question. We always relate things back to U.S. sports. If you had to pick one sport that had one mid-season tournament, what sport would it be?
One sport to have one mid-season tournament. Basketball. It had to be basketball.
Yeah, I think that's where I would go to.
Football won't work because the players will be dead by the end of the year.
Yeah, I can't do football.
Baseball, they already play. I mean, how would you even fit it in?
I think it would be kind of interesting. I mean, you already play your division so fucking much in baseball that I almost said, like, what if we do, like, a little interdivision mid-season tournament where it's, like, whatever? That would be terrible.
It would have to be... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, I would like... The travel's impossible. This will never happen because now we're talking big international. I think it would be so sick to be able to basically do the Club World Baseball Classic version of, like, you get the Dominican team that's really good. You get the Mexican League team that's really good. Unfortunately, MLB players play on these teams too, so you kind of have to do the Korean Baseball League and the Japanese Baseball League to do like a mid-season, like, yada yada. But I think that'd be impossible, obviously.
It could never work.
The mid-season... Good.
No, I was just going to say, it's too far away, and there's too many, like... logistical... nightmares.
The mid-season baseball tournament already exists. It's called the Little League World Series.
Listen, as a baseball fan, in its purest form, that needs to be abolished.
There's one topic. There's many topics, but there's one specific topic that I will link arms with my actual brother and die on the hill and take the bullets. The Little League World Series is a fucking joke. Mid-season basketball, I think would be sick. I think there's multiple ways you can do it. Commissioner's Cup, I think they've actually talked about this. Basketball is one of those sports that most resembles, like, soccer and international. I do think that there, for sure, would be interest if the team that won the Euro League over there would come to America for, like, a 5-game series. I think that'd be sick, too. Got a lot of options there. Carabao Cup, though. The least important. I'm more interested in the Checker Trade Trophy than the Carabao Cup, to be quite frank with you.
I'll tell you what, dude. It's one of those things where the Checker Trade Trophy, just because it's
real quick. We're not sure if that's what it's called anymore. I don't think it is, but
oh, I don't know.
That's what it was called.
It's called the Checker Trade Trophy for me. But it's one of those things where, like, I would be dying for a not Big Six team to win the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, but I know it doesn't matter the upsets, all that shit. I know, like, that's just not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
And just to see one of the other teams that isn't one of those Big Six teams to win a trophy, that's why I like the Checker Trade Trophy. Because, like, Grimsby could literally throw that motherfucker up.
Yeah. Well, I think, too, what the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup kind of is as an American fan, because, like, this is how our brain works. Mm-hmm. As soon as your team's out, now you get to go March Madness mode, and you get to be like, I want Crystal Palace.
Oh, yeah. It lets you become a fan of another team a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's dive in. 2 games. We're recording this on Wednesday. 2 games happened today. Arsenal 4, Everton 0. Bukayo Saka in the 40th. Gabriel Martinelli right before half. Odegaard in the 71st. Martinelli again in the 80th. Saka played really, really well in this game. And then you got Liverpool 2, Wolves 0. A Verge header in the 73rd. And then a Salah thigh goal in the 77th. Give Liverpool all 3 points. I watched as much of both of these as I could. They're on kind of at the same time. It was it was a game of, both these games were a game of 2 halves-ish. Meaning that by saying the first half of the Arsenal game was actually a lot of fun to watch and was good until that 40th minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought that the second half of that Liverpool game was fun to watch too as a neutral. And then if you're like a Liverpool fan like you are, obviously the Van Dijk goal is huge. But I don't know. Everton, it was so weird. They stuck with him for that first half. And then it was almost like, Saka.
Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka. Bukayo Saka laced that ball to give him the first goal. The wind came out of the sail a little bit, but they were still pushing. The Martinelli goal was off of a total mistake by Everton. I think at that point they were just like, well, fuck.
All right, and I want to run this by you because we only have 2 games. We can kind of talk a little bit more about everything around the game than the game itself. I have a theory, and it kind of goes back to the NBA a little bit. Why are the scores so high in NBA games now? Well, it's because a lot of people would say it's because no one plays fucking defense, which I think sometimes is true. People sleep on defense a little bit. I also think motherfuckers are just really good at scoring now. It's crazy how the 3 from the logo. Yeah, I mean it's insane. Offense has expanded so far. It's the same thing in my opinion with soccer. I think 4 years ago, Sean Dyche coming into a team with his defensive mind, his setup, his everybody being tight back there, everybody moving the correct way. I think that would have been almost a guarantee Everton stay up because they would have got enough draws and enough wins to outpace the teams below them, and some of them above them. I think, and again, I guess I'm talking in this instance about the best team in the league currently, in Arsenal, but they also lost to them a couple weeks ago. So maybe I'm fucking wrong, but I just think game to game, the offense and the abilities of the players offensively in the Premier League are going to outpace this Everton team.
Yeah, I think it's the opposite of baseball. The old adage is always good pitching will outperform good hitting on the entire season. That will end up, if you have a good staff, you're going to be a decent team. I think you're absolutely right. I don't know how to back it up, but essentially what I was thinking is it is so much easier to scheme to score than it is to scheme to defend anymore.
Yeah, and I guess I just saw literally a 0-0 Liverpool and Crystal Palace. So 2 teams that were never going to score in a game. But I just don't think that's the norm. And I would be willing, oh man, this is a big, because it's so easy to find out and I just don't know if I'm right. But I'd be willing to bet that there are more goals almost every Premier League season. Total.
I think it is going up. I can double check. But I think also the delta, and you're not going to be happy about this, the reason that 0-0 game happens with you and Palace is the delta between you and Palace talent-wise is much closer than the delta between Arsenal and Everton.
Oh, yeah. But I think that's more because Everton are terrible.
Yeah, I think that's correct as well.
Because
I don't know. It's interesting.
Also, for all intents and purposes, which, funny thing, I was literally walking the dog the other day, and I thought, I heard somebody, I listened to videos and stuff when I walked, I heard somebody say for all intents and purposes, and I knew it was that intents and purposes. And when I was little, I used to think it was intensive purposes or something like that. So I was just like, wow, it's those times where you like look back and you go, God, I was a fucking idiot. But the thing, I don't think we got to talk about it that much. When Arteta was crying about the Brentford game, about how they should have won and Brentford shouldn't have scored the goal or whatever, and he said he wanted the league to look at the goal and like give them the points or whatever, like retroactively give them 3 points. Mm-hmm. I was sitting there thinking to myself, well, I remember when the referees came out and literally said like when we lost to them 3-2 that they shouldn't have scored 2 goals and we actually should have had a penalty, so we should have won 3-1 or at least 2-1, and we didn't our manager didn't go cry about it. Like it was just, I mean, we were already having kind of a bad season, but whatever. I mean, like, come on.
I think that you're just at the point right now where it's like they want to win by any means. Not to poke a hole in your theory.
Yeah, it's all going down, isn't it?
It is.
Fuck. Shit.
Not totally. I mean, I'm looking at average goals per game, which is all you really have to look at.
Yeah.
It was 2.68 in 2017-18. It was 2.82 the next season, 2.72, 2.69, 2.82 again last season. This season, 2.69. So it's consistent, though. The wildest thing, though, is it has basically been between 2.4 and 2.7 since 1992, 1993, like every year.
Yeah.
And then even more wild is, like, the record for most goals in a season was, like, 1895 or some shit. And don't fact check me on that because I'm doing this quick and I thought I saw that at a glance. I just thought that was wild. But yeah, so it is going down. I think it's a perception thing. I do think, though, teams that are good and at the top of the table are actually good. Teams at the bottom are actually bad. And I think that's going to be more of a conversation.
You know what it might actually be? It might actually... I swear to God, this is not me trying to find another reason to be correct. I'm just trying to think this through. It might be, and again, this would be harder to look up, but what is the difference between your lowest goal scorer and your highest goal scorer? I feel like you got a guy on most teams that scores most of the goals. Like Kane, Haaland, and not for Salah, I guess. Saka and Martinelli. I think Martinelli actually has more goals than him, though, so I might be wrong there, too. But I think, like, individual efforts and individual, like, players scoring goals also kind of defeats the whole, like... Because what do they say? When you're trying to break down a defense, you go, you need a moment of brilliance. And I think there are more guys that are capable of creating a moment of brilliance in the league now. Like, fucking West Ham, like, Jared Bowen could create... something, right? I'm trying to think of anybody else on a bad team. Shit,
I'm not sure.
I can't think of anybody else, so maybe not.
Ivan Toney.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Ivan Toney. Matoma for Brighton. McAllister for Brighton. That's probably why they're so good. Mitrovic for Fulham.
I think it's interesting. I don't know if this is pro or against your point because I'm honestly kind of not following this one. The thing that was so interesting about our city teams, my city teams the past couple of years is like our top scorer was Aguero, but like he would always be like 8th in the running for Golden Boot. Like we never had it was pretty spread.
Yeah. I think that also might be because like the system in which you guys played was so like down to a science.
Yeah. That
it was just like it was almost like Thanos inevitability that the ball was going to be in the net. Somebody was going to be there to kick it in.
I think that I've said this on the pod before. I was like, we're inevitable. Like it's like for a couple of those years, we were inevitably going to score. It just was going to happen.
3 too. Like you weren't just going to score a goal. You're going to score like 3 goals.
Yeah. Talk about your game real quick. 2-0. Over Wolves. This is a game that you guys, I believe, drew. Or did Dylan get
No, we lost 3-0, remember?
Oh, yeah. Shit, forgot.
Yeah, I didn't.
Pretty big win for you guys, though, because if you want to get in that top 4, these are the games that you have to far and away be better than.
We are in 6th right now with a game in hand on Spurs, who are in 4th. Newcastle have a game on us. They're ahead of us still. So they're actually, if like everybody wins out even games, I think they're technically in 4th. But I think, like I've said, I think that they are going stagnant right now. I want to ask, did you see the foul on our first goal? Did you think it was a foul? Hate to bring up refereeing again. Because the announcer thought it was a foul.
Yeah, I probably would have agreed.
That it was a foul?
Yeah, what did you think?
I mean, I didn't get to watch it live. I got to watch the highlights.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've seen literally not even close to as bad or worse shit like every game that either does or doesn't get called.
Yeah.
I guess it's another one of those like kind of, well, fuck, like we finally score a goal and like now we're getting a foul. Now there's a foul call. I thought at that point we for sure were just going to draw 0-0 because they weren't really doing anything against us. I thought Jota was great. Tsimikas was great, even though like I think Robertson's been one of our more consistent players on the year, so like I don't think you can just take him out. Fabinho actually looked really good. He started a lot of counters, got a lot of interceptions. Mo looked good on his goal. I don't know. I mean, we got United next. That'll be like the big one. I would absolutely, if you told me we would get a draw, I think I would take it.
Really?
It's at home, and I have to be confident.
Yeah.
But if if I'm saying a loss is so bad, it's so demoralizing, especially against them, especially at home, that I almost think not losing would be better for the long run. If we beat United, we're getting top 4 for sure, 100%. You can. I don't know what the number is. I don't know what the plus minus.
You're just in your season now. Like it's just the Premier League for you guys.
Oh yeah, we're out. Yeah. We're out of the Champions League. I mean, unless literally Real Madrid just don't show up.
You said that last pod, so I figured that was what to say. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a huge game that I put my answer down for my predictions, and the entire time before the pod and even during this, I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to go knee jerk and gut once we start talking about it to actually pick what I want to do. Real quick, or did you have anything else game wise?
No, our defense 4th clean sheet in a row in the Prem, which I think is great. Kanate is back. I think is also great. I think he's the second best defender. So I'm glad that we're going into this game with him and Van Dijk.
Glad that you brought up the United game. I think that's probably the biggest game of the week. Let me run through real quick and just give you the scores of the FA Cup because there were some midweek games there as well. Brighton beat Stoke 1-0. Blackburn beat Leicester 2-1. Fulham beat Leeds 2-0. City beat Bristol City. Man City beat Bristol City 3-0. Grimsby Town 2-1 win over Southampton. Christ almighty, they are bad. We can maybe, once I run through this, give a little shout there. Burnley 1-0 over Fleetwood Town. United 3-1 over West Ham, but it was very close. They got 2 goals in the 90th minute. And then Sheffield United beat Tottenham Hotspur. So out of the FA Cup. Already got the matchups. Brighton and Grimsby play each other. United and Fulham. Sheffield United and Blackburn. And then the marquee matchup. Man City Burnley. Vincent Kompany coming to the Etihad as a coach.
Oh, shite.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Just let's do like a quick hitter on this. The Southampton, if you're a Southampton fan, and I'm being serious, if you're a Southampton fan right now.
Okay, you want an honest answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
How dire is this shit right now?
Really bad. Because I remember when Klopp first got to Liverpool, Southampton was like playing in a cup final or like a cup semifinal.
Yeah, they had all your guys.
True. They had Mane. Yeah, you're right. Shit. Yeah, man. I mean, this is. I don't know, because, like, I think we all, like, picked them to be not good this year, right?
I think we did actually have them all in the relegation zone. Great fall from grace, though, because longtime listeners will know that our dumbasses, season one, had a 2-week flirting period where we were just like, can Southampton win the league? Like, what is this?
You know what we were at that point without even knowing it? It was like when Arsenal win a game now and you go on YouTube and you see, like, Arsenal are Premier League champions. And it's like there's like 11 games left.
Yeah, we were nuts.
You know? It's just like clickbait. But we weren't doing it to clickbait. We were just fucking idiots.
The one thing I will say, PSA to all other Premier League teams who listen to this podcast, buying Man City Academy people does not guarantee that you're going to be good. Because that's essentially what Southampton went out and did.
For sure.
All right, let's dive into the preview for the week. We have the full slate of games. First game, 7:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, March 4th, Saturday. Man City hosting Newcastle. This was a 1-1 draw at the beginning of this. Or no, geez, I'm so off. It was a 3-3 draw.
I was going to say.
Back in August. It was probably one of the best games of the year at that time. You made a statement last pod that you were like, you guys are going to beat them. It's going to be fine. There's always that creeping doubt in the back of my head. This is a game, and every game from here on out is going to be this way, that if we want to actually win the league, I think we have to win every game. So I got City, and I'm hoping that we're not going to get sacked.
This is like, it's so crazy because this is such a great back-to-back for Arsenal where they have Everton and then Bournemouth and like no tough game, and then you actually have, like, you know, top 5 game against Newcastle. But I think Newcastle like is performing worse currently than like a Brighton, a Brentford, a Fulham.
Yeah.
So I think if I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, you're gonna play Brighton, I'm more scared for you guys to play Brighton than I am for you to play Newcastle. So I got you guys.
Yeah, our next 5 aren't the easiest. It's Newcastle, then at Palace, then we have RB Leipzig, then West Ham at home, and then April Fool's Day, unless it gets changed. April Fool's Day, Liverpool, Man City at the Etihad. 7:30 in the morning is when it is slated. So great, that'll be perfect.
Hey, do I look like Hector Bellerin right now?
A little bit, ugly motherfucker. All right, so we both had City there. Arsenal against Bournemouth, like you
easy.
Just alluded to. Yeah, I got an easy Arsenal win there. No need to even spend any time. Villa Palace, an 11-12 matchup. 3-1 Palace earlier in the year. That was pre-Unai. I will say, the 4-2 loss to Leicester, the 3-1 loss to City, and then the 4-2 loss again to Arsenal, I don't really think tells the whole story of how well I feel like Unai's actually done with this team. I got Villa in this one.
I also have Villa in this one, and a much more important question: what's better, Aston Palace or Crystal Villa?
Ooh. Crystal Villa for sure.
I 100% agree. Aston Palace.
Do we even know what an Aston is?
Aston Palace. We're so Midwestern. Aston Palace.
Aston. That's that Ohio coming out.
Crystal Villa is way better. I got Villa.
A Crystal Villa might be better than a Crystal Palace.
A whole Villa?
A whole Villa. A whole Palace. But a whole Villa.
But I like a Villa more than a Palace.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I got Aston Villa winning this.
Okay. Well, but I think a Crystal Villa is better than Crystal Palace. I don't think you can always pick where the Palace is located. I think that you can only categorize a building that is in like a vacation destination as a villa.
Yeah, but what's the vacation destination? Is it Florida?
A Crystal Villa in Florida is better than a Crystal Palace in Alabama.
Yeah, but you're putting it in Alabama. I can find a not vacation destination that's better than Alabama.
Well, what? What would it be?
Columbus, Ohio. Not a vacation destination. It's better.
You'd rather be in Columbus, Ohio, in a Crystal Palace than on a beach with your Crystal Villa in Florida?
No, I said I said I would rather have Crystal Villa, but I'm saying that your comparison is unfair to a Crystal Palace.
I think the
You're not putting it in the best light, is what I'm trying to say.
I think the only way that this is comparable is if you have a Crystal Villa in the same vacation town as you have a Crystal Palace, then you got to see what the inside actually looks like. There you go.
I'm still going Villa. I just like I like the architecture better.
That's what I'm saying. I think I agree. All right. Enough of that. Brighton hosting West Ham. Brighton's better than West Ham. Shocker.
Draw.
You got to draw.
West Ham back. Confirmed.
The three because they played United tough.
No, because they beat Nottingham Forest 4-0.
All right. Draw. I got Brighton. Michael's got the draw. Chelsea leads.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know what?
This is the saying they should have threw the baby out with the bathwater on this one.
I'm gonna keep picking Chelsea because I keep picking them and I keep losing. And I think I'll take a loss every week to see them lose.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Chelsea too. I got a little bit different of a reasoning. Had my weekly soccer game last night. We literally played on a sheet of ice at Long Island University. Our fearless leader is a Chelsea fan, and I told him we've been talking a lot of shit on the pod, and he goes, all right, I'm going to listen. So, Evan, if you do listen to this, you're getting shouted out, and I'm going to pick Chelsea, and I'm not going to make fun of you guys too much.
Evan, I will never change for anyone, and that's including you.
One team I won't change for, Wolverhampton Wanderers and Tottenham Hotspur. It's about Tottenham is what I'm referencing there. But I do think that, man, I had this pick before the Sheffield game. Never mind. It's like I think Tottenham's kind of got it figured out. This has draw written all over it, but I'm not picking a draw this week, so I'm gonna stick with Spurs.
I had this also picked before the Sheffield United result. Due to the Sheffield United result, I am picking Wolves.
Love it. Back in Dylan, he needs it.
He needs it after today.
Yeah, for sure. Southampton are gonna host Leicester City. Southampton is down tremendous unless they're playing Chelsea. I think this is an easy win for Barb Tuck.
Barb, I will never treat you like Nick did. I will never pick Grimsby Town. Blackburn Rovers over your Foxes. I won't pick Southampton over them either. I got Leicester.
He's not invited to Supper. I don't know. That wasn't really Jersey, but I tried.
That was I don't know what that was.
This came out of nowhere. I'm a wild card. Forest hosting Everton. I have an interesting take here. I think there's a chance that Everton do win this game. But
Forest at home,
because I know that's what I was getting at. I think that Forest at home is just so much better. And earlier in the year, 1-1 draw at Everton. I think Forest at home. I had Everton slated as the team to win, and I thought to myself, no one on that team can score on Keylor Navas.
True, and also think this: the 1-1 draw at Everton. I think Forest are better than they were then.
Yeah.
And I don't think Everton are better. They're probably worse.
Yeah, definitely worse. Definitely worse.
I got Forest.
I got Forest as well. Let me skip yours and go to Brentford Fulham. This will be a fun game to watch. Both of these teams are surprisingly decent this year and pretty good. Fulham hosted Brentford earlier in the year and won 3-2. I think it can go either way, but I'm going to stick with the home team. I think home field advantage in these type of games is actually pretty important, so I got Brentford in this one.
Both teams' last 5 Premier League games have not lost.
Yep.
I got Brentford. I have a weird feeling. Can he still play?
Yeah,
Okay.
Looks like he's cleared. Good to go.
Well, he
Oh, shit, he
pleaded
was just-
guilty
Yeah. Oh man.
to the gambling thing. I saw a post that said, "What would be an appropriate punishment?" And I literally thought to myself, like, well, did he bet on his team? Because then I don't give a fuck.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Appropriate punishment for him is not being allowed in the MLB Hall of Fame.
So true. I got Brentford though. I have a weird feeling they're just gonna win this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with them too. They have hardly let me down. The Dutch or the shit, they're not Dutch. The Denmark bees.
Yeah.
The Danish bees. All right, Premier League game of the week: Liverpool, Man United at Anfield. If we venture back, it was a 2-1 win for United in the earlier fixture. Also, beat you guys 4-0 this summer. Remember that.
Yeah. Okay. Shit does not matter.
But I think Liverpool is playing better outside of that Craters bump in the road against Madrid. Man United in just very good form right now. And I'd be hard-pressed to find someone in better form than Rashford. So I originally was taking United, but I can be talked off a cliff. And I was going to let you do the talking and see what your thoughts were.
So, 2-1 loss. They were not playing very well at that time. We were also not playing very well. Last year, obviously the 4-0, the 5-0. Mm-hmm. The year before that, when we were struggling, and we needed a result, and we went to Old Trafford, and we gave up the first goal of the game, and I thought to myself, we're fucking done. We're out. And then we stormed back and won 4-2. Clinched didn't clinch that with that game, but ended up getting top 4 that year to bring us back the next year. I have a feeling, and this is a much better United team than then, but I have a feeling it's going to be a very similar situation. It's at home this time. It's going to be a little bit easier, but I think you're going to get the best game from a lot of our players with this game.
I'm glad you brought this game up, this 4-2 game at United, because I think there is one stark difference in this game, in that game than will be at this one. And it is Gini Wijnaldum, the last time he played for Liverpool against Man United. And I think that, like, you guys are still just... You're getting better. It is... I feel like I'm, like, talking to you like a therapist. I'm like, you're getting better, like, you know? But, I don't know. I just think the form that United's on, I gotta stick with them. I think I'm sticking with United.
Also, I will say, like, this happened this year with Wijnaldum, and then the next year we beat them 9-0.
Yeah.
Without him.
For sure. I don't know.
Also, the stark
It's a
difference,
talking
if you're looking at this game, who's our center back pair?
Sorry for blowing everyone's eardrums out there. It was Nat Phillips and Reece Williams, who Reece Williams still at Liverpool.
He's on loan, I think.
No, back from loan.
Oh shit.
Blackpool? No, you're right. He's at Blackpool.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I mean, we have
Great
Van
call.
Dijk and Konate now, which again, who like our defense hasn't been overall the year great, but also look at the table, John. I want you to look at the table right now.
Okay.
Look at goals for and goals against for us and United.
Yeah.
41 for United, 28 against them. Us 44, 28 against us. We're like, it's insane how similar we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that if you're rolling in this game with Mo Salah on Mo Salah form, like Rashford is right now, I pick you guys in a heartbeat. I think I'm going off form. I think I'm sticking with United.
Go ahead. I'll be the only one.
I know you probably will. I think I can see Dylan the sneaky Liverpool. Sneaky
He
dig
didn't.
at his
He already put
brother.
his in.
Did
He already put his in. Nick hasn't put his in,
Whoopsie.
which I'm sure we'll just get a
Screenshot in circles.
that's inevitable. That's like the most Thanos thing. We'll just get a like. Well, I don't want to jinx us, so I'm gonna go with the Liverpool win. But
yeah.
so either way, I'll be happy. He's gonna hedge himself.
For sure. I love hedging myself. All right. That's the preview of the week. Dylan sent me over a foursome of bets that all look pretty decent. The first is total goals, Man City, Newcastle, under 2.5. Sidebar, as a Man City fan, I kind of disagree with this. 6 goals in the first leg, and we're giving one up. So, if we give one up, I think we're probably scoring 2, or we're giving 2 up. So, that's kind of what I'm looking at. He's got Leicester City on a money line against Southampton. They are somehow plus 165. I might actually jump on this one as well. Both teams to score, Forest and Everton. I don't think he watched the Everton game today, although they're playing Arsenal. And then under 2.5 goals for his Wolves and Tottenham. That one's at minus 125. If you want to parlay all those together, you can. He got it for plus 2046. So Dylan's bets coming in hot. Any last words before we do a little joke to get out of here?
No, I just want to let everyone know that
you do have last words.
In the live table, I'm getting absolutely crushed.
You are getting whacked. But it's
tough
to put Liverpool first and have them beat.
That's not even what's killing me.
What's your killer?
West Ham in 6th.
I think I had West Ham in 8th, so that saved me a couple. But that's -5. That's my biggest one as well.
Yeah. Yikes.
I got Newcastle spot on right now. I got Spurs spot on right now. And Man City one off. Yeah, whatever. We should release this. I should post this. It's just so... It is actually difficult to put this together on Photoshop. So
yeah.
We'll figure it out. What is black, black, white, white, black, black, white, white?
I don't know.
A Newcastle fan and a penguin rolling down a hill.
Okay.
Cheers.
The NAFTA podcast.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.